Hello everybody, and welcome back to Certified Collectibles. This is another episode of First Appearances of the Week. This is Wednesday, April 20th, 2022. We'll be giving you all the first appearances hitting your comic shops today. Now this week we have a pretty light week for you guys. I think only 3 first appearances, 6 honorable mentions, so only 9 titles in all to go through. Won't take us terribly long, but definitely some good books in there to add to your collection. So let's go ahead and get started for the first appearances of the week ending April 22nd, 2022. First up from Marvel Comics, Avengers number 55. This features the first team appearance of a new Serpent Society roster. Now we typically recommend picking up any first appearances in Marvel titles. You know, the Marvel Disney powerhouse still churning out a lot of TV shows, streaming series, and feature films, and you never know which characters are going to pull from the comics to add to those projects. And once a character hits the screen, you know, it definitely blows up in popularity. So this is one we do think you should probably pick up for your collection. Next up from Marvel Comics, Hulk number 6. This features the first full appearance of the Titan Hulk persona. This also introduces various Hulk-inspired characters. Now, like we just mentioned a moment ago, this is the first full appearance of a new character in a Marvel title, this Titan Hulk persona. And you know, the Hulk is a fan-favorite character, huge collector base out there for Hulk titles. So this is one we do think you should definitely add to your collection. Finally, from Marvel Comics, Spider-Gwen Gwenverse number 2. This features the first full appearance of Captain America Gwen Stacy. A previous version did appear in Cameo back in Gwen Stacy number 1 back in 2020. This also features the first full appearance of Wolverine Gwen Stacy. Now, Gwen Stacy, fan favorite character, and this is the first full appearance of Gwen Stacy as Captain America and Wolverine. So this is one we definitely think you should pick up as well. And now for the honorable mentions. The Secret History of the War on Weed. During America's war on drugs, the U.S. sends an overzealous soldier to subdue California marijuana farmers, but his mission is jeopardized when he inadvertently gets high for the first time. Now, this is one that we highlighted a few weeks ago, maybe even a month or so ago, but there are production delays, so it's not coming out until today. Now, this is one we do think lends itself very well to a streaming series or feature film, and if the right studio gets a hold of this, this could be a comedic film. This is one we think has potential to be optioned, and Image Comics has had a lot of their titles picked up in the past for projects, so this is one definitely a speculative bet if you choose to pick it up, but it might be worth doing so for the cover price. If you can, go ahead and grab this one. If you can't, put it on your B list, but keep an eye on it. Next up from Dynamite Comics, John Carter of Mars number 1. This is a John Carter reboot series from the beginning of his origin from Earth to Mars. Now, the John Carter franchise definitely has a cult following out there. The John Carter film that was released maybe 10 years ago at this point did not do so well in the box office, but it had a huge fan base outside of that in streaming series and video. So John Carter is a popular character and a fan favorite character. And since Dynamite is rebooting this series, you know, this might be option to be picked up for a new streaming series, a new feature film. You really never know. You know, Dynamite is not known for having a lot of their titles picked up for projects or option for any of these small screen or big screen projects. So this one here is definitely going to be a speculative bet if you choose to pick it up. It may be worth doing so, but we'll leave that up to you. Grab this one here if you can. If you can't, put it on your B list. Next up from Scout Comics, Cancel number 1. After being replaced on a TV show by a clown, the former host attempts to destroy the broadcast tower, but inadvertently gets electrocuted and sucked into the airways. Now, once again, this sounds like it can lend itself very well to a small screen or big screen project, and Scout Comics has had a lot of their titles picked up and optioned for TV shows and feature films and streaming series. So this is one we do think has some potential to be optioned in the future. This is definitely a speculative bet if you choose to pick it up, but it may be worth doing so for the cover price. Go ahead and grab this one here if you can. If you can't, put it on your B list, but keep an eye on it. Next up from Dark Horse Comics, The Collector Unit 731 number 1. This is a 4-issue limited series about a man dragged back into the nightmare memories of his past during World War II at the Japanese military biological and chemical research facility known as Unit 731. Now, once again, sounds like it lends itself very well to a small screen or big screen project, and Dark Horse has had a lot of their titles optioned in the past. That doesn't necessarily mean anything going forward, though, but this one does sound like it has potential to be picked up. This is definitely going to be a speculative bet if you choose to get this one, but maybe worth picking up for the cover price. We'll leave that up to you. If you can, pick it up. If you can't, put it on your B list. Take a look at it later on. Next up from Boom Comics, Vampire Slayer number 1. The solicitation references a new Slayer to stand in for Buffy. Now, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, huge fan base out there, huge collector base out there still after all these years. So this one here may be worth picking up. It all depends on if this is a new character they're bringing on that stands in for Buffy, if this is actually a new Vampire Slayer, or if this is an existing character that they're just repurposing. So this one here warrants a little bit more research before you pick it up. But like I said, if it is a new character, a new Vampire Slayer altogether, go ahead and grab this one here for your collection. And finally from Marvel Comics, Captain America #0. This is the premiere issue of the 10th Captain America series. Now we typically recommend picking up these premiere issues of these new volumes of tentpole series, and Captain America, very popular series, very highly collected, so this one here is probably worth picking up for your collection. You know, in these premiere issues, there's often new characters introduced, new powers or new costumes, so there's typically something to give it some spark and a reason to pick up this premiere issue. So we think it's probably worth picking up for the cover price. Go ahead and grab it if you can. If you can't, put it on your B-list, take a look at it later on. So there you have the 9 titles that we have for you guys this week. Please feel free to drop some comments in the comment section below. Thumbs up if you like this video. And as always, please remember to subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Thank you for joining us here at Certified Collectibles, and we'll see you again next time.